to MKS Performance and Off-Road. In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the things that are problematic with the 4th gen Ram 25, 1500, and 3500s. Our truck, this is the second time that it's happened. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about the third brake light leaks that you can get, and just some general leaks or points of failure that you can find water intrusion into the back of your cab. Water intrusion can happen not just in the back but also in the front, whether it's your cab lights, sunroof vents, or rails where they collect water and then push it out to your drain lines, or in our case, the third brake light. The third brake light on this truck, it's a 2018 Ram 2500, as you guys have seen, I'm sure, in previous videos. But we also had the same issue on our 2014 that caused about several $1,000s worth of damage. Now, with that being said, the last truck, we did end up getting it fixed after we spent a considerable amount of time pulling the interior out of it and trying to find what was the cause. And so on that truck, I'll put pictures up here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. But these trucks just have a really bad issue with third brake lights leaking. And the reason that we went with the 2018 was because, with talking to some folks at another dealership, they had told us that they had redesigned the third brake light from 2017 and newer. So we started looking for a 2018. Well, on our 2018, it's only about a year and a half old. It's got about 20,000-ish miles on it. Not that mileage really has anything to do with this issue, but more of a time thing. But it's only a year and a half old, so realistically it shouldn't be leaking. The problem is the foam gasket that they put on the third brake light doesn't completely seal it against the body. So the fix that they have, or that you can do yourself, is to put some clear silicone RTV or silicone sealant on the backing, basically where the seal goes, and then reinstall it onto your cab. Now, one of the telltale signs that we've had with both trucks is that one of your cargo lamps will go out. It could be the cargo lamp, it could be the brake lamp, but all that condensation there is causing an issue with the lighting itself, and it's consequently making one of the lamps go out. That was the first time that we had noticed it, was because we had a lamp that was out and we went to go change it. And when we opened it up, I'll put another picture up, but there was standing water inside of the recess that's actually built into the cab for the third brake light. Now, once it goes into here, it'll trickle down to the corners of your headliner, which in our 2018, this is our case, and this is what is happening with our truck, was that it was trickling down into the corners, and then it stained the headliner. So we are actually on our way to the dealership right now, with that quick backstory on why we're going to the dealership. But we're going to pick the truck back up because they had ordered a headliner. Once they resealed the third brake light, they ordered a headliner, got it in. They didn't realize that they had to pull the front windshield out. So we're going to bring it back another day so that they can arrange for a window guy to pull the front windshield out. Then the headliner will come out of the front side of the truck, out the window, and then it'll go back in the same way, obviously, and then they'll reseal it back up. And hopefully that will solve our issue. The other issue that we had was that water was actually coming into the cab at the slider window. So they sell a kit. I'll see if I can find it and post a picture up of it with a link possibly. But they sell a kit that's basically got like double-sided sticky tape, like 3M adhesive tape, on one side of the seals, and you can replace the seals on your slider. And so what happened over time on ours was, I believe that they, just from being weathered with the heat and cold and all that stuff, they shrunk. And so it created a gap at the bottom corner of our slider. And so when you would put water on it, it would actually run down the channel and into the corner of the cab at the back. And so when we had noticed it, it was already too late. There was black mold on the seat belts, under the seat. It soaked the bottom of the passenger floorboard on the driver's side in the rear, and right where your little in-floor compartments are, that's where you'll start noticing it. And if you leave it sit long enough, it will eventually work its way up into everything, as it did in our case. So with that being said, what ended up actually happening on the 2014 was the fact that we had mold literally in the entire truck. They had to take everything out. They had to pull the dash out, replace the insulation that is actually behind the dash, and then they had to clean all the air ducts, replace the blower motor, because the mold will get into everything. If you don't catch it right away, you might as well just have them rebuild your truck, because it will be very, very difficult for you to get any of that mold out. In addition to the headliner, we'll be covering the V06 or V06 recall that you guys may be familiar with, which is basically a letter to the NHTSA stating that FCA has come up with a fix. And everybody that I've talked to or have seen hates this fix, because what's worse than welding a drag link or a steering adjustment component and then not being able to adjust your steering wheel straightness? Yes, your toe will be correct and your tires will go down the road straight and they won't pull left or right, but your steering wheel will be off. So that is one thing that I've been fighting on the last truck and now on this truck for about 1.5 years now. I know some guys have bought the Synergy manufacturing drag link and have been reimbursed for it. However, every single time that I've called FCA, it's always, we've escalated your complaint or your case, and then nobody ever gets back to you, or you get the runaround. So there is a form on another guy's video that I had commented on. That's a buddy of mine, but he had somebody that actually submitted the form and got reimbursed for it. So that is one route that I was going to explore. I just don't, you won't get an honest answer from anybody at FCA. If you say, hey, can I just submit this form and buy my Synergy drag link, they will not give you an answer all day, every day, because they're not going to commit to putting another manufacturer's part on a Ram truck to fix their own problems. So the engineers there have said, yeah, once you weld it, that's it. It's a done deal. You should never have to readjust it. On a mechanic standpoint, that is false. You will have to grind those welds down, and good luck finding somebody that will take that liability and then re-weld them. Because once it's welded, FCA says you are not to basically cut the welds and then re-weld it. You are only supposed to verify the alignment, and then if it needs an alignment, then you replace the drag link. So the new part number that we got, it is available. Well, we haven't gotten it yet, but we're trying to get it. The part number is listed in the NHTSA recall letter, and we will list that down below, but it's very difficult to get through the dealership. They will not sell it to you, and they will not allow the dealership to order it unless you have an approved star case. So the key thing here is you need to have the dealership start a star case. So once the recall has been done, then they will go ahead and create that star case and basically say, hey, we need to align this truck. We cannot realign it. The customer is requesting that the upgraded drag link be replaced due to safety concerns. So that's what we're going to try. We're going to try to get them to approve it on a safety concern. And if that doesn't work, we're just going to resort to buying a Synergy drag link and then replacing it with the Synergy drag link and submitting for the reimbursement. So this is kind of just us showing you like how big of a pain it can be for that. Some issues to look for, and these are, in my opinion, these are pretty big issues because one, it's in regards to steering, because loss of steering at high speeds is fatal or could be fatal, and also the mold issue that can be created inside of these trucks once you have condensation inside of them for a long period of time can be a safety concern as well, because before I got rid of my truck and got it actually fixed, I couldn't even stand to drive it more than 5 to 10 minutes without getting a headache. So it is in your guys' best interest to definitely look at your third brake lights on any of your 4th gen trucks, and whether it's 2010, 2012, or 2019 or 2018, you need to look at those and make sure you're not getting water in there. You also need to look at your drag link and make sure that if it is welded, put a new one on it. If you need an alignment, which you're going to, generally I've done an alignment about every year on my truck or sooner depending on road conditions. You will not be able to do that unless you have this upgraded drag link or you get it replaced with the factory one and then welded. All right, so now that we've talked about a few of the issues that we've experienced with our Ram or Ram trucks for the previous one and this current truck, the 2014 and a 2018, you can see that there's quite a few issues outstanding right now that are ongoing, right? So it's not just like one truck I had did it and then this is a fluke thing. This is a constant issue that people need to be aware of, because they're not recalling them and they're only fixing them once you identify the problem. So if you've identified it outside of your warranty, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be hard pressed to get them to actually cover any of that water damage. Additionally, it's very difficult to get them to cover the drag link once it's already been welded, because that is their fix, although it is a band-aid. It's not an actual replacement of a known part, which is actually listed in the NHTSA recall, stating that they will replace it with said part number once available. So we're going on roughly 2 years, I think, or maybe greater, as far as when the V06 recall was put out. So that's the route that we're going to take. That's the route that we are taking, and I will update you guys once we get the drag link, if it's successful. I hope this video you guys find helpful and informational, so that you can make the best decision as far as your truck goes in getting it repaired. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and the bell notification so that you receive notifications when we upload new content. Until next time, thanks for watching.